Well, the calendar hits March tomorrow. Just 2 games left in the regular season before these teams head to New York City for the Big East tournament. The Marquette Golden Eagles trying to clinch the Big East crown tonight, taking on the Butler Bulldogs, who are hoping to play the role of spoiler tonight here in Indianapolis. And for Marquette, they already have clinched at least a share of the regular season title. But again, a win here tonight, and they will be the undisputed champs of the Big East. And with that, we welcome you courtside at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Brandon Gaunt and Stephen Bardo with you. So for Marquette, they're ranked number 6 in the nation. That's the highest they've been since 1978. It's been an incredible season. And yes, they have the clinch of the share, but they don't want to share it. They want to win it outright.
No, you know how our parents told us that it's better to share? No, it's better to have the whole cake and eat it too. And that's exactly what Marquette's trying to do, culminating a wonderful season for the 6th-ranked Golden Eagles.
Yeah, 23-6 overall, and now they take on Butler here in a rematch from a game last month. Let's get you the starting lineups. Presented by Jeep, there's only one. Tyler Kolek, reigning Big East Player of the Week, the junior that leads this team in assists and is second in the nation in that category. And for Butler, Manny Bates is back in the lineup, missed the last 2 with a shoulder injury. However, they are without one of their seniors, Ali, who is missing tonight with concussion symptoms. So Thad Matta, his crew again, short-handed as they have been so often this season.
Yeah, it's been a theme for the Butler Bulldogs, unfortunately, but haven't been able to see them at full strength. In spite of that, though, they've been very competitive.
Very aggressive tap there from Oso Ighodaro. He almost tapped it right out of bounds. Well, Butler's been competitive. They did win last Wednesday against DePaul, but still just 6-12 in league play. And going against the top team in the league here, the Marquette Golden Eagles.
What I want our viewers to notice is the floor spacing in which the Golden Eagles operate. It's a beautiful thing to watch in terms of the spacing and reading the defense.
Ighodaro trying to give it backdoor. 1 on the shot clock. Prosper realizes it, and Olivier Maxence Prosper hits a tough mid-range fade.
And that's been kind of the story for Marquette all season. You look like you're going to close them out, and they somehow find a way.
Such a good offense, over 80 points a game. In fact, Ken Palm ranks Marquette as the 3rd best offense in the country.
Yeah, I'm telling you, they are a connected unit. You know, defensively, they're really good, but offensively, they're elite.
Meanwhile, Butler giving it into the hands of Jaden Taylor, who's been scoring 19 a game over the last 6, and he knocks down a 3.
He was really special against Xavier in their upset victory here. Was aggressive, but can't pick up early fouls in that scenario.
Yeah, with how he's been going offensively, that's the last thing Butler needs. So 1 foul on Taylor. There's Shaka Smart, who, although this is his 14th year as a head coach, and he's been so good at VCU in Texas, never had a regular season title as a head coach.
Yeah, and so that, I think that's an indication of how special this team is.
Well, they share the sugar so well. Ighodaro wide open to throw it down.
And that's that floor spacing, Brandon, I was talking about. They put opposing defenses in situations where you have to make a decision. So if you're going to cut off Ighodaro going to the hole, you might leave Cam Jones open for a 3.
They have so much balance on this Marquette team. A lot of different guys can hit you on different nights.
That's true. We've seen Tyler Kolek do just that, the reigning Big East Player of the Week.
Great pass here. Bates had it partially disrupted, but they'll keep it, Will Butler. Hunter for 3. Bates had it, but lost it. And here's a whistle and a foul, and it's going to go against Marquette and Cam Jones.
Jones trying to lock off the backside with Bates and tries to get into his body there. There's Kolek with the sweep feed. And then right here, great defense from behind.
Yeah, great start for Oso Ighodaro. Dangerous pass thrown out of bounds, and it belongs to Marquette. Now, Marquette and Shaka's teams, they force turnovers over 16 a game. Butler has to limit the mistakes.
They do, and you know, if you're watching Shaka's team for the first time, it's not quite the VCU defense. They change it up, but they don't go havoc all the time. Beautiful move.
Now there's Tyler Kolek. Had 22 points against DePaul on Saturday and 14 assists.
He came down the stretch. He took over the game. DePaul put a nice fight. I mean, they came from double digits down and made it a really tight game in the end, but Tyler Kolek made all the plays to get the victory.
That got Marquette to 15-3 in league play, where they sit right now. Simas Lukosius knocking down the triple.
Lukosius shoots it at a 46% clip. Not better here in Hinkle.
And he's comfortable in this building. Kolek, a little wild there on the runner off the mark. These two teams met February 4th up in Milwaukee. Marquette holding off Butler 60-52. As that one a little strong off the hand of Eric Hunter.
Eric Hunter's going to let it fly early and often tonight, being senior night. And it's a sense of urgency when you're playing your last game on your home floor.
He's the only senior being honored, because the other seniors technically still have another year of eligibility, but not Eric Hunter. Backdoor wide open. Jones lays it in.
You'll see a number of backdoor cuts. Nice feed. That time, Cam Jones, you got to respect his three-point shooting ability. Thus, he can cut back door on you.
Good start for Marquette. 4 of 5 from the floor. They've had 2 layups and a dunk already in this game.
For Max Prosper, long, athletic defender.
Good shot fake, but in and out for Lukosius.
Stevie Mitchell, a little lax with the ball.
Mitchell thought he got fouled. Now Butler has numbers. There's Lukosius again. Off the front of the iron.
That's a good look. It was in rhythm. The defense was not there on the catch. Just didn't drop.
Here's Kolek, second in the nation in assists. Here's Cam Jones now, and not often do you see him miss badly. He's such a good three-point shooter, but that one goes out of bounds. First media timeout.
Well, this is a key from the Golden Eagles, going back door, getting high-quality looks.
Unseasonably warm today in the Circle City of Indianapolis. And Marquette up 8-6 over the Butler Bulldogs, 4.5 minutes in. Big East standings, and Marquette at the top. Again, with a win tonight, they clinch the outright title in the regular season. Butler already knows that they're locked into the 8-9 game in the Big East tournament. They will play St. John's. That is already set in stone, regardless of what happens this week. But Shaka Smart, I mentioned he's never won a regular season title as a head coach. He's never been a coach of the year, but a couple of things that I think might change this season, partner.
They certainly should if they don't. We know that he's going to at least get a share of the regular season title. The coach of the year thing, you know, that's somebody else.
Somebody else will figure that out. But look, I mean, they were picked 9th in the preseason in the Big East. What they have done, it's exceeded all expectation.
And I think this version of Shaka Smart is one that has taken experience from the Texas experience in terms of changing up what he does. They get after you defensively, but it's not the havoc that you grew accustomed to when he was at VCU.
And I think he's found that that's worked very well at Marquette.
No, there's no doubt about it. These guys, he and his staff, in terms of player development, have been outstanding.
Yeah, it's not as helter-skelter, as fast-paced as it was back with the VCU Rams. As that one is off the mark there for Jaden Taylor. And you look at their pace. Ken Palm does pacing ranks and how fast they play. It's one of the slowest teams that he's had. Still quick pace, but not as quick.
Not as quick, but very effective and very efficient.
That time, Prosper thought he got fouled. No whistle. Butler's got numbers here in the front court.
Boy, Marquette did a good job of zoning up, though, until Omax got back into defensive position. Ross doing a good job of fronting Bates in the post.
Taylor mid-range, a little strong. The rebound comes down to Iguodaro.
To me, Oso Iguodaro is one of the most unique small ball fives that we have in college basketball.
He's so good at what he does. And there's Manny Bates getting the rebound for Butler. Again, Butler without Ali tonight due to concussion symptoms, but they got this guy back, Bates, who missed the last 2 with a shoulder injury. Rare air ball there from Chuck Harris.
Butler got a quick start here now. Kind of gone cold a little bit.
They've missed their last 6 shots. The Marquette has not really been able to take advantage. That one no good from Ross.
Seems like Butler's made the adjustment and limited the backdoor cuts for Marquette.
Ball tapped out into the hands of Kolek. Always got to keep your head on a swivel with Tyler Kolek in the front court. That's deflected out. It will stay with Marquette.
In for Marquette, 22, Sean Jones.
We saw Omax Prosper get into the paint and try to look for David Joplin on the three-point line. Excellent catch-and-shoot guy from Freeland is Joplin.
Between Joplin and Cam Jones, they've got a couple of really good shooters for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, they can space you out, and again, you know, you have to make a decision with these guys, and don't let Tyler Kolek get going as well, which he can.
Kolek getting a breather right now. There's Cam Jones, but he missed. How about on the reload? He missed again. Tapped around, taken by Thomas.
You recall the first matchup between these two teams, 60-54 victory by Marquette, really slow pace.
Ooh, Hunter thought he got fouled. He's still in the backcourt, so it's a 5-on-4.
Oh, Joplin wanted that shot.
They were unable to take advantage as Hunter finally gets back into your picture. Neither team has scored in almost 4 minutes. Combined, they've missed their last 14 shots.
And such a good start to the game in terms of fluid offense, but Jones did a good job.
He kind of put his body into the chest of Thomas there.
That's how you negate the shot blocking ability right there. When you're diminutive in height only, because Jones, he ain't scared, ladies and gentlemen. He will get to the rim now.
This lineup is so young. 6 sophomores and 3 freshmen. Sean Jones, one of those freshmen from just outside of Columbus, Ohio, and he gets the bounce. Well, that's what's scary for the rest of the Big East. You never know with guys transferring and whatnot, but this whole group is going to be back for a couple more years if they want.
Yeah, if they want. And see, that's the key in this NIL transfer portal era, because believe me, there's going to be some teams that come after some of the players from Marquette. It's just the nature of the business. I think Shaka Smart has established Marquette as a landing ground for these players and a home. But the way that some of these guys have improved, Prosper, Iguodaro, you're talking about Jones. There's going to be some interest in them.
Absolutely. Up ahead, a 2-on-1. Trying to throw it down. Prosper could not, but they're going to get a second foul on Jalen Thomas. And that's a big whistle. We're still almost 12 and a half on the clock.
Boy, Omax Prosper could not get the handle. Well, I tell you what, he went for keeps at the rim. Jalen Thomas doing exactly what he's supposed to. On review, looks like Thomas went straight up.
He was frustrated. So was Thad Matta. So he's going to have to come out of this game as Jalen Thomas, as Prosper steps to the line, 71% foul shooter.
Omax Prosper gives Marquette some versatility on the front line with his size and length. Right now, he's at the 4 position, but sometimes he can be a small ball 5 if Iguodaro gets in foul trouble.
Prosper from Canada started his career at Clemson for a season, and now in his second year in Milwaukee, and what an attribute he has been.
It looked like a little full court press, but I think Omax Prosper got out of position there.
And now taken away. Butler is struggling on the offensive end. Prosper trying to back down Hunter. Kicks it up to Joplin. And Ben Gold, the freshman from New Zealand, with a board. Now Gold drives baseline, and he's bumped. No, he stepped out, and they're going to say it belongs to Butler. Media timeout. Marquette trying to clinch the Big East title. Offense at a premium right now on both ends. The only current Big East coaches who have made trips to the Final Four. Shaka 2011 with VCU. Thad Matta did it twice with the Buckeyes, 2007 and 2012. course, Shaka's 2011 VCU team actually lost to Butler and Brad Stevens in that Final Four down in Houston. Right now, Shaka's club is up 12-6. Both teams struggling offensively. In fact, both teams 0 of 11 from the under-16 media timeout to the under-12 media timeout. So, as I said, offense has been at a premium here.
Yeah, I think the defenses have stiffened up a little bit. Not allowed attacks on the paint. Marquette with a 6-0 paint points advantage, but all that came within the first couple minutes of the game.
You mentioned that first meeting February 4th. It was only 60-52 up at Milwaukee that Marquette won.
Yep.
And that's the second lowest scoring output Marquette's had all season, but still they found a way to beat the Bulldogs. Lukosha's bad pass. Bates wasn't ready for it. And a fourth turnover for Butler already.
See, when Lukosha goes up for that shot, Bates is going in for rebounding position. He's not looking for a pass in that scenario. Seamont's got to let that fly. Let that one go.
Those are those turnovers, Thad Matta said you can't have those against Marquette.
Yes. And, you know, especially the live ball turnovers, because they will turn that into points quickly.
Around the arc it goes to Prosper. And the three-point shooting continues to be cold, but it pinballs around right back to Prosper.
Totally looking to do some two-man action there.
Great pass indeed, and Ben Gold flushes it.
Well, you don't see Joplin put it on the deck and make plays like that too often. That's a really good move and decision.
8-0 run for Marquette. This game was tied at 6. Butler hasn't scored in 6.5 minutes.
Oh, nice switching close out there by Joplin on Harris.
Jaden Taylor driving. 3 defenders there, and he's able to draw the whistle.
David Joplin, big-time three-point shooter, gets into the paint, draws Bates, gives it off to Ben Gold, and he's golden.
He is golden. True freshman that's come a long way. Kid from New Zealand that's been carving out a bigger role as the season has gone on for Marquette. He's going to get a breather here as Iguodaro returns.
We were seeing Gold at the beginning of the season. He'd barely get time, and he would primarily be a three-point shooter, but now, as you said, he's really expanding his game. And what a luxury for Shaka Smart off the bench.
And Butler still can't get anything to drop, not even from the foul stripe.
Cam Jones is trying to get Omax to post up.
He's in there against the smaller Eric Hunter. And Jones misses the 3. Marquette is 0 of 7 from long range, but Kolick goes right to the rim, and it's a 10-0 Marquette run.
Boy, we talking about opportunistic. Ball comes out. That's the second time Marquette's come up with a loose ball like that.
Here's Eric Hunter on his senior night. Guy who played in 3 NCAA tournaments for Purdue. Bates trying to find Lukosha's taken away by Joplin.
Hard double team and defensive rotation.
Great pass by Kolick, but a travel. Joplin shuffled his feet.
In for Marquette, number 4, Stevie Mitchell.
And right now, Butler is just all out of sorts, Steve.
Well, I think they're trying to get the ball into Manny Bates, but Marquette's defense is swarming. Anytime he touches the rock in the paint, there's somebody coming. Butler's spacing hasn't been particularly good when the ball goes into the post.
Butler's last point came at the 17:22 mark. Well, there's Bates kicking it out, but the 3 won't fall. Foul on the rebound, though, is against Marquette and Prosper.
So that was better that time. Harris slid into his vision, into Manny's vision. Was able to get a clean look. So that's better execution, but I'd like to see Manny Bates catch and go. Don't sit around and wait for the defense. Just make your move.
And he's aggressive. He's good. Such a talented player.
Stevie Mitchell locked down defender, forcing the turn. Oh, almost.
That was impressive defense, but he slid over the end line. Now there's only 6 to shoot here for Butler.
I really like watching Stevie Mitchell play. He's always got a smile on his face. He really understands that this is a privilege and not a right to play this game.
Well, look at him all over Eric Hunter. Contested 3, almost banked in. And the Bulldogs' drought continues. Jones. And Marquette is now 0 of 8 from deep.
Tell you what, Jones has got the ultimate green light, doesn't he?
He does. He's not shy.
No, he's not.
But he is a 37% shooter. Just hasn't been able to get anything to drop. And that will stop the drought. Harris taking it to the rim.
Good decision. Went strong. Old Max was there, but didn't matter.
Over 8 minutes without a point for Butler until then. And now stripped away by Jaden Taylor. Around the arc it goes.
Look at the defense adjust.
But Harris somehow knifes in there again.
Second time in a row, Harris has gone to the rim and made good things happen.
The junior trying to work his way back from a concussion earlier this month. Harris getting back into form here. And a backdoor pass is kicked. 7:53, timeout on the floor.
Talked about Chuck Harris struggling with a concussion earlier in the month, but he looks clear-headed today, going to the rim, making some beautiful finishes with the adjustment.
Up by 6, and 10 of their points have come in the paint. They've been able to get some stuff going at the rim.
Yeah, their 3 assists have resulted in some really good backdoor cuts. And this is what Marquette does extremely well. The floor is spaced. You got to respect the shooters, and now you come out, you're off balance. Backdoor cut, and then Joplin's sweet feed to Ben Gold. Marquette getting a lot of their offense by helping each other out.
Ben Steele is a fantastic writer, and he's the team beat writer for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. And he had a feature this last week about how good of a cutting team Marquette is. It's on full display tonight.
It is. And again, I've said it early that everything is predicated off that floor space. If you're clogged in the paint or you got too many guys inside that three-point line, you don't have room to operate the way that the Golden Eagles do.
They've got the ball out of the timeout. They've already clinched a share of the Big East title. They can win it outright with a victory here tonight. What a drive, what a finish, Cam Jones.
Boy, Cam Jones, again, you've got to respect that three-point shooting ability. And I just think lefties always have a slight advantage.
Coming off 22 points on his 21st birthday against DePaul on Saturday. Now here's Harris, who scored the last couple for Butler. Tried to drop it off, and that is knocked out of the hands of Connor Turnbull.
You get the ball in the paint against Marquette, you better be strong. Look at Jones. Just a beautiful drive to his hand. Taylor trying to get out there and close out. You got to close out under control to try to limit the penetration.
There's Turnbull, air ball. It's a kid who's trying to work his way to the rotation. Young freshman who got some increased minutes due to injury last game. Now Iguodala's going to attack the freshman, but he can't finish it.
I like that decision by Marquette, though. They're going to make Turnbull D up here right off the bench.
Taylor from the wing. Yes.
Boy, Jay Taylor. I think Butler kind of needs to run some offense through him. He seems to be the most confident guy here so far.
The last 6 games I mentioned at 19 in contests, he's been their best offensive player.
I wonder if Thad Matta will start to call his number a little bit more.
Kolek left open. Even got to dribble it before knocking down Marquette's first 3 of the night.
That's rare, Brandon, when you see a guy catching in two-point land and kind of back up to 3 and still knock it down. That's tough to do.
What a season Tyler Kolek is having. Candidate to be Big East Player of the Year, possibly.
Oh, good help by also Iguodala.
Hunter tries to skip it, but Joplin picks it off. 6 turnovers for Butler so far. Kolek driving, keeping the pivot foot, and he got the bounce.
Oh, that's beautiful. He plays off 2 feet in the lane as well as any point guard in the nation, let alone the Big East.
You mentioned him putting the team on his back Saturday against DePaul. He scored 15 of the final 16 in that game.
With all the right decisions.
As he so often does. And that one off the mark for Chuck Harris. Largest lead of the game so far for the Golden Eagles.
Oh, my goodness.
How about Jones spinning on with the left?
Oh, man. Put him in the spin cycle there. They are picking on Turnbull right now. Golden Eagles finding success.
Thad Matta has seen enough. He's going to take a timeout.
This quick timeout break is brought to you by your friends at
Cam Jones, one of the more creative offensive players in the Big East, showing you why. Starting right, spin cycle, coming back left off glass.
That's the thing. They've got so many different weapons. And we talked about Kolek, and that brings us to tonight's Jersey Mike's Above and Beyond. Be a sub above, and we spotlight Tyler Kolek. You look at what he's done the last 10 in particular. Marquette 9-1 over that stretch. He's just been fantastic.
He has, and he's playing with ultimate confidence. And, you know, he's got the green light. So when he can see a scoring opportunity, he is not afraid to take it. But obviously he sets his teammates up as well as anybody in the conference, leading the conference in assists.
Second in the nation in assists for Kolek, 7.8 a game. And last year he was really good. He was 6th in the nation. He's done even better this season. Started his career at George Mason for a year, and Shaka Smart's happy to have him in Milwaukee.
I think everybody's happy to have him in Milwaukee except for opposing Big East team.
And he still has 2 years of eligibility left, folks. Bates fading. Got it.
By that time, Bates caught, saw what the defense was, and went to work. They need to figure out a way to get him more in space like that.
Open 3, Joplin all net.
David Joplin.
You just got to be there on the catch. Cannot allow him clean looks. At 6'7", he'll get it off with very little space.
Marquette missed their first 8 threes, but now they've made 2 in a row. And Lukosius is bumped.
Watch what Manny Bates gets at this time. He looks for a second to see where the defense is, goes into his move. And then Jones, creating such havoc on the drive, kicks it out to an open Joplin.
David Joplin, who actually planned to come to Butler when LaValle Jordan was the coach here. And then Steve Wojciechowski left Marquette, and he had a meeting with Shaka Smart and changed his mind. Of course, LaValle Jordan no longer the coach at Butler. He's happy to be playing for Shaka Smart and the Golden Eagles. And here he's getting a steal. He's been good on both ends.
Yes, he has.
He's going to get another opportunity to bury a triple. And he can't get it to drop.
Where is Butler going to go this time for some offense?
Well, not a good decision there. Lukosius drops it off. Bates, and he'll head to the line. Been that kind of night so far for Butler, though. A lid on the rim, and Marquette leading by a baker's dozen. All right, Rob, Monument Circle. It's about a 15-minute drive from here. We're at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Marquette up 28-15 on the Butler Bulldogs. And Marquette this week, number 6 in the nation. That's the highest ranking that they have had since 1978. Pretty impressive.
Well deserved as well. You know, you can go into a hot Creighton venue and come out with an excellent victory on the road deep in the Big East Conference slate. You ought to get some national recognition like this. Top 10 ranking here. One of 4 Big East teams in the top 25.
Yeah, UConn, Xavier, and Providence all in the top 20 as well.
That's a tribute to what Shaka Smart and his staff have been able to do with this young group. We talked about the youth and the classifications, and all of them had the ability to come back.
Yep. That rotation is 6 sophomores. 3 of them are redshirt sophomores, but still they have 2 more years of eligibility, and then 3 freshmen for Marquette. Well, there's Manny Bates. He's a grad transfer technically, but another guy who could come back for another season if he wants.
I think a lot of these players are going to take advantage of that for their COVID year.
Yeah.
I know I would. I mean, if I could stay in college another year, I know I would.
Well, exactly, but not only that, now they can make some money while they're doing that.
That's true.
The baseline, then a kick out here to Chase Ross. Ross navigates and lays it in.
Chase Ross has really come on in terms of his ability to come off the bench and bring energy. He score a ton of points, but defensively on the boards, he can get after it.
One of those young freshmen from Dallas, Texas. Taylor a few feet behind the arc, and Iguodaro cleans it up.
Iguodaro's grimacing. He got hit, or I couldn't quite tell what it was, but you know what, though? When you have that ball in your hands, you get well quick.
That's good medicine, right?
Yes, it is.
And Kolek, what a feed. And what a finish through traffic by Iguodaro.
These guys are so connected. Marquette Golden Eagle.
Largest lead now at 16, and Marquette has 20 points in the paint already. Nice crossover. But Taylor fumbled it out of bounds.
Well, everybody wants to get involved here. Chase Ross going downhill, finishing through contact, and then we've seen this ball screen action, 2-man action in the center of the floor. Iguodaro has been the recipient a few times.
Butler, one of their Achilles heels this year has been defending big men, defending the paint, and it's on display again tonight. What a pass. Gold had it stripped out of bounds. Kolek is just so good at finding those seams.
He is. You know, he can do it with one hand. He can do it with 2 hands. He can throw the lob on the move. You know, he's really gotten the art of the pocket pass down.
Here he is again, dropping it off, and Gold has it knocked out again. They're going to say that one, though, went off of Marquette.
Wow, that's tough, too. You bend Gold, and you get an opportunity, and it goes off your hands. Go sit down. I've been there, done that. That's not a good feeling.
So he gets a breather as we hit the 2-minute mark. Butler's still sitting on just 16 points here this half. Wild drive, but some contact, and that will put Miles Tate at the line.
I think Miles Tate was kind of fortunate that time. There was really nowhere to go. Kind of threw himself into the defender and got the contact, but I don't know if you can be much better defensively than that.
Yeah, break for Tate. Tate was a starter here as a freshman, and then he tore his ACL in the Big East tournament that year. Was limited to 9 games last year, and this season has never truly been in the rotation, but getting a little opportunity here tonight.
Well, these are important games down the stretch for teams, even in the bottom of the conference, because you want to build towards the future. You want to have, and you want to see some progress towards the end of the season. So it's good to see Tate back out here, starting to get some confidence.
And he knocks them both down at the line. Kolek again. Wow. Everything about that was beautiful.
I'm telling you. And here's the dilemma when you're guarding Tyler. You want to get your hands up on the pass, but you can't get out of your defensive stance because he'll go right by you.
And then a turnover by Butler. And how about Iguodaro spinning and throwing it down real quick, too?
Oh, man, because you know what? They understand. Run with your hands up, because if you're open, Tyler's going to find you.
Tyler, 9 points, 3 assists already. And here he is driving inside. Cut off. Around the arc it goes to Cam Jones. Sometimes his threes, they feel like they might hit the ceiling. Moonshot.
Bring some rain indoors, huh?
But he can hit them.
See if Butler can get a bucket here. Kind of cut this deficit, feeling good about themselves going into halftime.
Well, that'll help. Lukosius finding Bates.
Nice job. Lukosius, I think, can be more aggressive, Brandon. He's got a shoe malfunction going on right now.
Trying to get that figured out. Meanwhile, taking it right to the rim. Kolek for 2 more. So Kolek becomes the first player in double figures for either side. He has 11. Nice pass again. Another dunk from Manny Bates.
Seemed like Butler's lifted the side the last 2 times in some ball screen action. Has worked out well for them.
Marquette can hold it here for the final shot. Shaka has that use it or lose it timeout, but he's going to say, go ahead and play on, boys. Kolek step back 3. Tap back. Out of bounds. It'll stay here. I was surprised he shot that with 7 seconds left.
Yeah, I'm thinking he just wanted to get a heat checkup or something. I'm not sure. Bates in the game, they didn't have an advantage in terms of size on the glass, but you know what? As good as he's played all season, why not?
He'll inbound here right into Iguodaro. Oh, Iguodaro missed the bunny. But still Marquette, a solid first half on both ends.
Yeah, they really took control midway through the first half and didn't look back. Everybody got involved on the offense. Really good display on the road.
Golden Eagles are 20 minutes from an outright Big East title. After the break, Rob Stone in Los Angeles for the Jeep Halftime Report. Stay tuned. Halftime at Hinkle Fieldhouse. Time for our first half stats, sponsored by Jeep. There's only one, and Marquette 24 points in the paint, even though they couldn't find the range from outside. A lot of damage on the inside, and leading Butler 36-22 at intermission. Brandon and Steven back with you. Really on both ends, a solid first half for Marquette.
Yeah, they had a cold spurt there, like right at the 12-minute mark, but they overcame that. Tyler Kolek was outstanding, and Marquette shooting just shy of 50% from the field because of plays like this. Attacking the paint. We saw the paint point advantage for Marquette. Kolek backing up a little bit for the 3. And then the sweet pocket pass to Oso Iguodaro. Finding Iguodaro once again. And then why not? Not the bounce pass, just the shovel pass through about 3 defenders for the easy dunk.
So he leads away with 11 points. Butler really struggled on offense, shot just 32%. Bates did have 7, but he really didn't get going until late. And again, Marquette can clinch the Big East crown outright with a victory here tonight.
Yeah, I know Shaka Smart is a generous man, but he's trying to get his guys to be greedy tonight. They want to clean this up and get the whole championship to themselves. They can get this victory.
It's interesting. This could be a matchup in the Big East tournament because Butler's locked into playing St. John's. If Marquette's the 1 seed, they'll play the winner of that game.
I like that, though. I like that shot. Manny Bates in the paint. He only got 4 attempts in the first half. He needs to get more of that.
Speaking of St. John's, that's who Marquette will play Saturday to close out the regular season. Here they go inside. Prosper and around to Kolek. Prosper in the lane, using the pivot foot. Kolek with 3 to shoot, puts it up and in on the floater.
Boy, that floater is tough. Kolek doesn't have to get all the way to the bucket. Simply shoot that shot right there in the paint to avoid a shot block attempt.
coaches have just had effusive praise for Tyler Kolek this year, in addition to Shaka Smart, and all of them are right. They know how good he is. As Bates fumbles that out of bounds.
Well, you see the shot clock running down. Looked like Omax was going to be in trouble a little bit. Tyler bails him out with a nice cut. I'll tell you what, it was cool last game against DePaul. Pat Connaughton of the Milwaukee Bucks, who played in the same AAU program as Tyler Kolek, came to the game with a Tyler Kolek Marquette jersey.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really nice.
Of all the coaches that have had great things to say about Kolek, I thought Dan Hurley at UConn summed it up best. He said he's the best quarterback in college basketball.
I think there's evidence to back that statement up.
Here he strips it, brings it the other way. I mean, he just does everything so well. In the lane, Mitchell can't get it, but he follows it up and is able to save it.
You rarely see Marquette take bad contested looks. So their offensive discipline has been impressive.
They always seem to be under control as Hunter has that strip. It's the senior night for Eric Hunter. He's the lone senior that was recognized before the game, and he has struggled. He is 0-6 from the floor.
Yeah, he's been aggressive looking for his opportunities, but Marquette kind of keying in on him.
His eligibility runs out after this year. He was a 3-year starter at Purdue, there for 4 seasons, and now in his 5th and final year in college. Taylor from deep. Yes.
Taylor just needs to stay at the three-point line and get the kick out. I mean, that's been Butler's best offense.
Yeah, Butler's hit 4 threes. He's made 3 of them. That went right off the face of Iguodaro through his hands.
You see Taylor. Jones anticipates his cut. Taylor goes back to his original spot. He likes that wing 3.
He led Butler the first matchup between these two teams, did Jaden Taylor. He had 19 in that contest. He has 9 so far. Lukosius spinning and drawing the contact.
I like when Lukosius uses that frame of his to get into the lane like that. He's got nice size and he's crafty with the basketball. Those are opportunities that can allow Butler to get some easier looks. Mike Roberts calling his colleagues together. Not sure exactly. Looks like the officials are going to review.
Yeah, they're going to review something that Thad Matta is asked to be reviewed. You mentioned Mike Roberts, the other two, Tony Chiazza, Courtney Green, the officials tonight.
I don't know if it was on the foul there that Lukosius drew underneath the bucket. Mike Roberts is talking to Tyler Kolek, so I'm wondering if Tyler was involved.
See if we can tell anything from this last play that prompted Thad Matta to say something to the officials.
So Lukosius is going, spin move. I think it had to be before that.
Before that, yeah. Everything there looked pretty benign. Potential flagrant is what they're reviewing, but we're not exactly sure where that possibly happened. We're going to step aside and sort it out. Now we're going to stay live because the review is now over. So we're going to stay live here. What did he tell you?
He said they were looking at a potential flagrant, but Tony Chiazza calls them back over. They were going to break. And now they're going back to the monitor once again.
Yeah, we were told to go to commercial break, then we were told to stay. Now we're just going to hang tight here and see what develops.
You know, when we show the replay, there was Thad Matta was talking to Mike Roberts when Lukosius was going baseline. So it might have taken place before that. maybe an off-ball situation. So I don't think there's anything there because Kolek is going after the basketball.
Yeah.
He's not slapping down on any body parts.
Yeah.
I think it might have been an exchange before that. So Thad Matta requesting the officials go look at it again.
So while they look at all of this, we tell you again that Marquette is trying to get a Big East crown here outright, and then you just saw the signal there from Courtney Green that they ruled no flagrant. Now the explanation to Thad Matta.
Thad has a look of bewilderment.
Tony Chiazza's explaining to Stephen Bardo right now what went down, and then he'll talk to us. What did Tony tell you, Steve?
Tony said they were looking at cutters on the last play, so it was off ball. But they said play on.
So after all of that, Lukosha still at the line for 2 free throws. Native of Lithuania, who put his name in the transfer portal after last season with Laval Jordan leaving, but opted to come back when he heard Thad Matta was going to be the head coach. Now Lukosha on the defensive end. Iguodala lost it. Trying to tap it out. It's a turnover.
I think something's wrong with Iguodala. He's not moving quite as well as I've grown accustomed to seeing it. He grimaced a little bit when he first made his move. Have to keep an eye on him.
Stays in the game. Marquette up 11 here. Trying to get their 24th win of the season. What a run it's been for the Golden Eagles. Meanwhile, Butler is 6-12 in the league. They're trying to get to 500. They're 14-15 overall. Manny Bates finding Taylor. And weak side rebound to Joplin.
You can't get a better pass than what Manny Bates just gave out of that double team. Excellent job of splitting the double team, getting clear vision for that pass.
Kolek behind the back. Iguodala, though, had it stripped by Bates. Lukosha down the lane, hangs, rolls around and off. Been that kind of night for Butler.
Yeah, that's the size that Simmons can take advantage of at the buzzer.
On the other end, Prosper from downtown, and the Marquette lead at 14.
That's what good teams do. They don't take advantage of something. They'll come down the other end and do it themselves.
And again, the balance that they have, their top 5 scorers between 9.5 and 15 points a game. They can just hit you in a number of ways.
Yes, they can. And they like to play the hot hand, so that's why Kolek calling his own numbers.
Foul there on David Joplin, and we got a timeout on the floor.
Oh, Tyler Kolek coming up the floor. Quick pass. Omax Prosper pure.
From Indianapolis, second to last game of the regular season for these two teams, and Marquette leading at 41-27. You know, they clinched a share of the Big East crown, and Saturday at home against DePaul, you were there, but the team decided they did not want to celebrate a Big East title until they won it outright. So it was very subdued after that victory.
It was, and I was quite shocked, actually. I mean, the home crowd they recognized what was going on, but the players did their normal thing. They came through and high-fived the fans that were along the court side and kept it moving, went right back to the locker room like business as usual. The
only Big East crown that Marquette has in their history was 2012-2013, but that was shared with Louisville and Georgetown. They all finished 14-4. So this would be their first ever outright Big East crown. Butler around the arc. There's Taylor. And Marquette dodged a bullet there.
It's a good look. Marquette went into their matchup zone, and Bates got it in the middle, but kicked out a little too quickly. I'd like the big fella to be a little bit more selfish.
Wow. How about that from Kolek? Knocked off the rim. No goaltending, though. Lukosha gets downhill. Can't finish.
That was an excellent decision by Lukosha. He followed the bigs who had their backs turned.
On the other end, Prosper with the left.
Well, Max Prosper plays so hard all the time. He's going full speed. He gets on the fast break. He knows one speed and one destination. That's at the rim.
He's got 9 points, 4 rebounds. He also speaks 4 languages, a native of Montreal. Eric Hunter still looking for that first field goal on his senior night. Into the shot clock, Bates. And they say it didn't draw iron. It's a shot clock violation.
Look at Prosper. He'll get out, catch the basketball. I mean, he's going for keeps. He's not trying to go pretty or jelly roll or finger roll, none of that. He's going to the hole with a purpose.
And he is well traveled. I mentioned he's from Montreal, went to high school in Illinois, then went to the NBA Global Academy in Mexico City, then to Clemson for his freshman year, and now Marquette.
Sometimes you got to go a few places to get to your destination. I think he's found a home here in Marquette.
Well, he has. He fits so well into what Shaka Smart's trying to do. Driving inside Jones, had it tap free. Loose ball, and it comes into the hands of Harris.
Jones is off balance there going to the bucket. Almost got it back.
Butler hasn't scored in 3 minutes. Remember, they had that drought of almost 9 minutes without a point in the first half. Second foul on Sean Jones.
Third on the team.
Right now, looking at Butler lineup, the coaches, Hunter, Taylor, have to get going offensively. Bates on the bench.
Butler still shooting just 27% from the floor. The Bulldogs team that has really struggled this year, especially in Big East play, and they struggled there on that possession. I mean, their average margin of defeat in their 12 Big East losses, over 18 points.
And that's 11 turnovers on the night. So when you're playing the best team in the conference, you got small margin of error.
And inside, Oso Ighodaro with 2 more. He's got 8.
I think every time that ball touches Oso's hands, he gets better. Whatever was ailing him may go away momentarily.
Largest lead of the night for the Golden Eagles.
Harris is going to go one-on-one.
Bad pass, another turnover. Now a dozen of them. Up ahead, Cam Jones, and it's a 20-point lead for Marquette.
Well, they run the floor so well after a turnover.
Timeout, Thad Matta. Marquette, 32 of their 47 points have been in the paint.
Well, you got Oso Ighodaro. Nice bucket there. And then after the turnover, Jones with the easiest 2 he's going to see all night.
It's almost here. Big East Tournament from MSG, returning March 8th on FS1, streaming live on the Fox Sports app. And the Marquette Golden Eagles looking to clinch that top spot with a win here tonight. We do know that Butler and St. John's are already locked into playing in that 8-9 game, so Marquette will play St. John's Saturday. Interesting that they're going to see one of their last 2 opponents again, likely in the Big East Tournament.
I know, isn't that interesting how that works when you're the top seed and just how the schedule plays out sometimes. And so you want to send a message if you're Marquette here tonight that, look, if we have to see Butler once again, we don't want to give them any confidence.
Well, Connecticut obviously very dangerous. Providence, Villanova is starting to come on. Xavier, I mean, it's going to be, as it always is, a very entertaining tournament.
I totally agree. And UConn stubbed their toe in the middle of Big East play, but boy, they have come back to be one of the top teams in the conference.
And Bates able to get that to drop. And that stops the 9-0 Marquette run.
Marquette tried a little double team there. Butler handled that well.
Bottom line is, though, nobody wants to face Marquette in the Big East tournament. That's for sure. There's a bump. This is our under 12 media timeout. Golden Eagles cruising at Hinkle. Well, Marquette only has 2 outright regular season conference titles. 94 when they were in the Great Midwest Conference. Dwayne Wade and company in 03 in Conference USA. And that's it. They did split the Big East title in 2012-2013, but they look to be outright champs tonight. And Stephen, with 11:55 left, up 9-18, they're well on their way.
They really are. They seized control of this game midway through the first half and haven't relinquished at all. And, you know, Shaka Smart, talking to him before the game, he's approaching each one of these games as a one-game season. And so, you know, we're not looking ahead, not looking at what we've done. We're focused on tonight and handling our business against Butler, which I think they've done a good job thus far.
They've really locked Butler down on the defensive end. Butler's shooting under 30%, and they've never really been able to get anything going offensively.
That's true, and forced 12 turnovers, so coughing it up a little bit. So Marquette team, a young team, boy, they play like a veteran.
Speaking of youth, Gold just banked in a 3. His face was like a bitter beer face. He's like, I didn't mean to do that, but it went in.
And his teammates loved it.
Did you see the look on his face?
That was like, hilarious.
I didn't mean to do that.
It's like, man, you better take them while you can get them.
I stole that line from you, buddy.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect.
Knocked out of bounds. It belongs to Marquette. Another thing that Shaka Smart has had this year is consistency. They're one of just 6 teams that has had the same starting 5 every game.
Yes. So that is some good luck with no major injuries. And, you know, the continuity, that breeds consistency.
The other teams, Gonzaga, Marshall, Princeton, Rice, and San Jose State, that have had the same starting 5 every game this year. Joplin coughs it up and then picks up the personal.
And you see David Joplin getting outside of his skill set. That's what happens. And Shaka Smart just gave him a long look. And he's going to come sit down as a result. Oh, we got a hockey change.
Yeah, a couple of substitutions here for the Golden Eagles. A 9-man rotation for Shaka that's been so good all year.
You've heard me say this, Brandon, but elite teams touch each other the most. Hand slaps, daps, hugs, elbows, pat on the backside. You see that with Marquette all the time. These guys really are connected.
Yeah, Shaka's talked about how tight-knit this group is. Well, Bates was there. The pass a little wide and went through his hands, and all Thad Matta can do is scratch his head.
Man, I mean, that was a beautiful look. Bates was open for an easy dunk, but just, I don't know if his eyes didn't get to the ball quickly enough to adjust. It's a missed opportunity there.
Stepping back, Chase Ross. Off the front of the iron, but an offensive board for Prosper. Prosper wide open, and a lead balloons to 24.
Tell you what, that time Iguodala got a tap, and Marquette tracks deflections. They want 32 per game. I'm wondering, do they do those deflections on the offensive end? That was a clever play.
They're 3 of 4 from deep this half after only hitting 2 threes in the first half. Marquette. And the coach just can't find the range, and it is quiet as a church mouse in Hinkle Fieldhouse right now.
It's a full house too that wants to get going.
Now the other way, Harris. May have gotten away with a travel, but he laid it up and in.
And this is the new era of basketball, because generally that's a bounce pass 10, 15 years ago to your teammate for an open layup.
How about that backdoor look? Laying it up and in, Stevie Mitchell.
Lead cutting team, Stevie Mitchell behind the defense, and Kolek is going to find you.
13 points now, 6 assists for Kolek, who averages almost 8 a game.
Marquette back into a matchup 3-2 zone. Give Butler a different look.
Mid-range jumper, Jaden Taylor.
Jaden Taylor, right spot here tonight for Butler.
He's the only Bulldog in double figures. Lukosius got a hand in the passing lane. Chuck Harris lost it going up. Two defenders there. Harris needs some help. Now Lukosius bumped. Go back to that three a moment ago for Marquette.
You see a lot of second effort plays by Marquette. This one resulted in a tap from Iguodaro and really good floor spacing and passing. And then on the backdoor cut, Mitchell the recipient. Yet another sweet dime from Cole.
It is so fun to watch them cut.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
Unselfish basketball. You reference the guys in terms of their scoring ability. And when you're unselfish and guys can put the ball in the hole and you play a fun way, it puts you in position to be the outright champion of the Big East.
On their way to 16-3 in the conference if they win here tonight. 15-footer good for Jalen Thomas.
Thomas doesn't look to score too often, but he didn't hesitate on that opportunity.
Senior from Detroit, was at Georgia State the last 3 years and was in the NCAA tournament with Georgia State a season ago. Kolek, yeah, he walked.
Boy, David Joplin, I thought that was Tate that rotated over to him. I thought he was going to act like he had a mouse in the house. Take that one. He decided to give it up.
Over at Shaka Smart, when he took VCU to the Final Four, he was 34. He's 45 now, but he still looks 34 to me.
No,
so young over there.
He works out hard.
Just a tremendous coach and a tremendous guy. There's a foul that'll put Chuck Harris at the line. 7:52 to go. Media timeout. Marquette by 20. Back in Eagle Fieldhouse, Brandon Gaudin, Stephen Bardo, Marquette. 7:52 away from an outright Big East crown, and their resume, as you might imagine, is exceptional. Looking to get their 24th win of the season tonight. Mike DeCourcy, Stephen, right now has him as a 3 seed.
Yeah, and I think that may change. I would not be surprised if we see the Golden Eagles possibly move in to a 2 seed based on the last regular season game at home and then their opportunities in the Big East Conference tournament. So it's going to be interesting to see. But, boy, that Baylor game, I think, woke people up around the country. How easily and the scoring margin in which they handled Baylor early in that December matchup in Milwaukee.
Highest that they've ever been, Marquette, is 3 seed. They have accomplished that 4 times in the NCAA tournament. And they were a 3 seed when they won a share of the Big East crown 10 years ago. And they actually beat Butler in the NCAA tournament that year in the second round to get to the Sweet 16. Kick out, here's Kolek. Another pocket pass to Iguodaro. Those two are just so in sync.
Yes, they are. They're on a string. And also moves really well opposite of Tyler to get to that open space.
7th assist for Tyler Kolek. 2-time Big East Player of the Week and a candidate for Conference Player of the Year. Here he is defending Thomas. And Thomas scores it over.
Thomas played big boy ball there. Put his shoulder in the Kolek and made some space.
Prosper, just a beautiful use of the shot fake.
Yeah, and I really like what Marquette does. They play off 2 feet in the paint. Almost all of them do. So it gives them more opportunities. When you go off 1 foot, you pick up a lot of charging calls and things like that, but you're more under control when you can play off 2 feet.
Marquette has made 25 shots. 16 of those have been either layups or dunks.
That's demoralizing if you're the opponent because you don't feel like you can stop them at all.
Butler has not been able to. Lukosius, catch and shoot. Yes, Simas Lukosius from deep.
Lukosius, bright spot here tonight. He hasn't played as well as he would prefer, but done some good things on the offensive end.
Butler is getting it going a little bit. They've hit 5 of their last 6. The board coming down here. Thomas just ripped it away from his teammate Tate.
Thomas like, hey, man, I'm a big man. Let back off and let me get this one.
Tate trying to split the defenders. Somehow kept his dribble, and now he'll go to the free throw line.
Shaka Smart said the same thing. Somehow kept his dribble.
He thought there was a traveling violation involved.
Yes.
At the line for the Bulldogs, 12, Miles Tate.
Miles Tate. His shoot game is tight, man.
I haven't seen those all year.
Man, neither. I like these guys with this flavor, though. I mean, you know, late great Lou Henson, my college coach at the University of Illinois. If we wore anything other than the team-issued shoes, it didn't fly.
Didn't fly for the fly in the line on.
No.
It's a different day now.
Yes.
It's a different day.
No doubt. I'm giving them guys props, man. They can show a little bit of individuality now, much more than you could in the Stone Ages when I played.
Shorts were a little shorter too, right?
Oh no, we had the baggy shorts.
Did you have the baggy?
We were before the Fab Five.
Okay. Yeah, the Fab Five with the tall black socks and the baggy shorts. That's really what started that trend, though, to go nationwide.
Yes, right? Yes.
Timeout by Marquette, and then Shaka Smart is actually going to take the timeout here with Marquette leading 62-44. Big East tournament about to take center stage. Catch the action, the drama, all the excitement from MSG. All tips off March 8th on Fox and FS1.
There's just a different energy in that garden than any other basketball venue in the country. And so that's one of the reasons that makes that conference tournament so special.
Marquette with a win here tonight will lock in the #1 spot. And they will, if that happens, face either Butler or St. John's. And look, it's a Butler team that has shown glimpses this year, but I don't know right now, especially not how they've looked tonight, that this is a team that can win 4 games in 4 days and get a crown.
Yeah, that would be difficult just from the aspect that they haven't had the continuity of some of these other Big East schools because of injuries and whatnot. And, you know, you got to be very connected to go into New York City and come out with that championship. Going to be some adversity. Going to be some foul trouble. You're going up against great teams. Just not sure Butler has shown the consistency to do that.
There's a 3 in the corner from Miles Tate. Well, coaches can point to what Georgetown did a couple of years ago when they shocked everybody and won 4 games.
That's a great point, Brandon. That ought to be motivation for this Butler squad.
Kolick again. He and Iguodaro have just been in sync all night. 40 points in the paint for Marquette.
And it's not like Marquette's abandoned shooting the three-point shot, but whenever they have a chance, they're trying to get to the paint.
And they've been able to do it at will. A tap back from Jalen Thomas.
Thomas has had some positive minutes here. That can build towards New York City.
Kolick 9 assists now after this one.
It almost looks like we're replaying the same play, but trust us, ladies and gentlemen, it's not.
Tyler's dad, Kevin, was the Little East Conference Player of the Year at Division III Southeastern Mass as Kolick finishes it there. And now, wouldn't it be something if son Tyler was the Big East Conference Player of the Year? Dad did it back in '87.
Love it. And why not? I mean, to me, the top player in the conference, generally, if you're on the best team in the conference, that bodes well.
Yeah, you may look at Tyler's points per game and say, well, I don't know, he only averages 12, but he does everything else.
Well, he's second in the country in
assists, right.
I mean, he's setting up one of the most offensively efficient teams in all of college basketball, so there is something to say for that. Ooh, Joplin got away with it.
Here goes Kolick again. This would be another assist. And Joplin obliges. 10 assists for Tyler Kolek to go along with 18 points.
Boy, look at the Marquette bench. The coaches got up and got after the guys, urging them to be strong defensively here.
That's when you know you're built for a championship.
That's right. You want to close this out in impressive fashion.
Hunter, it's just been a tough night for him. Jalen Thomas, though, again to clean it up.
You just never know what this can do for his confidence moving forward. But Marquette going to start going to the bench here a little bit.
Three guys waiting to come in for Shaka Smart here. Final 2.5 minutes.
Boy, this ball looks like it's got some butter or oil on this possession.
Rebound coming down to Eric Hunter. Was hoping that Eric Hunter would go out a little better than he has. 0 of 8 tonight on his senior night.
That's a tough way to go. That's one more fond memories than that, but his experience here, nonetheless, has been impactful, regardless of the outcome of his statistics this particular game.
And he has great memories from his time up I-65 at Purdue, the 3 NCAA tournaments, all the wins he had there.
It's special to be from this state and be a basketball player. There's a lot that comes with it. A lot of respect for Eric Hunter Jr. in his career.
Meanwhile, Kolek now has 20 points. Count the bucket. He'll go to the line as well.
Big East Player of the Week, showing up and showing out. Tyler Kolek split the D, finger roll, and one opportunity.
All right, final 129 here, 71-55. Marquette is leading it. Tyler Kolek has been sensational. 20 points, 10 assists.
And he's done it in an efficient manner. Hasn't taken a lot of shots to get there, but some tough looks, floaters, runners, layups, and then that's a sweet dime to hit Omax Prosper at full speed, backdoor cut to Stevie Mitchell. Golden Eagles rolling behind Tyler Kolek.
Third double-double this season. He has 10 assists. Butler as a team has 10 assists.
And 9 of 13 from the field. I mean, doesn't get much better than that from your floor leader.
And he's at the line out of the timeout trying to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. And he's just gotten better as the season's gone on. 18 points a game over his last 8. Just tremendous. And he is coming out of the game here. The celebration is about to commence. We mentioned that the team made a decision to not celebrate a share of the Big East crown. Well, they're about to celebrate here in less than 90 seconds.
Yeah, and you know what? I know they would, if it worked out, it would have been good to celebrate in front of their fans. But I'm telling you, as a competitor, you can go on somebody else's venue and celebrate a conference championship and outright. That's pretty sweet.
And this game was tied at 6. Then they went on an 8-0 run, Marquette, and they've really controlled it ever since.
Sure have. Not gotten out of themselves. Like sometimes teams get up double digits, 15, 20 points, and they kind of break what they're doing. Marquette stayed true to who they are throughout.
And Kolek was the headliner, but Iguodaro put in 12 points and 6 rebounds, 14 from Prosper. Jones had 8. A team effort tonight.
No doubt. They look forward to going back to their last regular season game at home against St. John's before heading out to New York in their quest for Big East Conference Tournament Championship.
Don't tell them that game against St. John's doesn't matter, because they want seeding for the NCAA tournament as well.
Great point. Move up that seed line from a 3 to possibly 2.
Some guys coming in off the end of the bench. That's DJ Hughes, and he gets fouled with a little over 30 seconds remaining.
The second 8th on the team.
Marquette picked 9th in the preseason poll. No Big East team picked 9th or lower has ever won the Big East title. That's going to change tonight.
And you're talking about a team, I can see why the preseason prognosticators might do that, because they're so young. You know, you talk about the redshirt sophomores and the freshmen that are in the regular rotation. You're comparing them to teams like Xavier, Creighton, that have upperclassmen in key positions. So this is even more impressive.
Not a single junior eligibility-wise in that 9-man rotation. Now some of the guys off the end of the bench. This is Michael Kennedy.
Well, it looked like he was trying to put that one up.
Well, they don't have to put it up. The shot clock is off. And they're just going to dribble it out. What an impressive win. 72-56 on the road. Oh, wait, there might be more here. There's a whistle. Shaka Smart has never had a regular season title as a head coach. He finished second 2 times at VCU, third 2 times at Texas. And now in his second year at Marquette, going to get that crown.
Proud Marquette program, tradition of a national championship. It might be 3 or 4 decades ago, but still, they got a rafter there, and he's trying to add to that.
And the Marquette Golden Eagles, the undisputed champs, their first outright Big East crown.
Congratulations to the Marquette Golden Eagles. Wire to wire, impressive throughout this rugged Big East Conference slate.
Well, they said they weren't going to celebrate after a share of the title, but now the celebration is on.
Yeah, there's nothing like, you know, having to share half the cake with your brother instead of having the whole cake to yourself. So enjoy it, Marquette. Hard to get an outright title in any conference, let alone the Big East.
They improved to 16-3, and they will be the #1 seed, and they will play either Butler or St. John's. That is already locked in. Butler and St. John's will meet Wednesday in the opening round, and then Thursday, Marquette will get the winner at noon Eastern. Still one more game left, though, for both of these teams. As you said, Saturday, Marquette will be back at home to take on the St. John's Red Storm.
Yeah, that's a lot of practice, a lot of sacrifice, long nights on road trips coming back. You see all that emotion starting to come out for the Golden Eagles. This is something they'll never forget. I don't care if any of them go on to play NBA, go overseas, and are able to play past their college eligibility. This one will always stand out in their memory.
Picked 9th in the preseason. The prognosticators were wrong. The champs in the Big East with a win tonight here in Butler. Final score 72-56. Let's go to Los Angeles and rejoin Rob Stone.
Most in school history for the team that Casey says is the most improved in the nation, not just the Big East, but the nation.
That's correct. They've earned that moniker, Rob. And it's the most improved team. We're not talking about just players. We're also talking about coaches. Shaka Smart and his entire staff, that program, what they've done. There was a reason that they were picked 9th. Part of it is because we're a bunch of dummies as media members. We don't obviously know exactly what's going to unfold throughout the course of the season. We're not always in the gyms in the offseason, so it's hard to predict what's going to happen. But the other reason that Marquette was picked 9th, Rob, is they're the youngest team in the Big East. They don't have a senior on their roster that plays in the rotation, yet every single guy on this team got better. It is to a man. We're going to show you. Take a look at this, folks. Cam Jones, who's their leading scorer, was a backup who averaged 7 points a game last year. Max Prosper is now a big-time threat from 3. Tyler Kolek went from a good point guard to one of the best in the country and maybe the front-runner for Big East Player of the Year. Oso Ighodaro did not start a single game last year, and now he is not only scoring, but he is second on this team in assists. Stephen Bardo mentioned it, Rob, how we often talk about the NCAA, whether you're on the bubble, whether you're off the bubble, how many NCAA tournament games are you going to win? Can we stop right now and just kind of give Marquette some flowers for what has been an awesome Big East run? This is one of the best conferences in the country. And what they have done over the course of 2.5 months is truly remarkable.
Shaka Smart, the no-brainer Big East Coach of the Year at the moment?
No-brainer. Absolutely, without a doubt. The player of the year is a little bit more tricky. Tyler Kolek could be there, but Bryce Hopkins for Providence is in there. Ryan Kalkbrenner for Creighton, if they continue to win, could be also in consideration there. A lot of good players.
Coming up next for Marquette, Saturday, home to St. John's, live on Fox. Might be a pretty good reception in Milwaukee for that one. Let's head back to Indy. Stephen Bardo with Marquette head coach Shaka Smart.
All right, Rob, thank you. Coach, first outright championship. How's it feel?
It feels great. You know, these guys have been committed to each other, playing for each other, pulling for each other, staying connected. We knew it wasn't going to be easy coming in here, but this was one of our best defensive games of the year. So I give these guys a lot of credit for, you know, just staying with the process. And it feels good to say Marquette is Big East champions.
I hear you, Coach. Now, tell me, was there a point in the season that you knew this season was going to be special with this group?
Well, I knew that we had really high character guys and guys that loved each other. I thought if we could stay really connected and, you know, through the ups and downs, we could stay with those kind of relationships. That's really been our biggest strength. And then once we started to kind of get better and better and these guys started to gain confidence, I did feel like we could win.
This has been a proud program, the Marquette Golden Eagles, and you're adding to it. How does that make you feel personally?
I'm just grateful. Grateful to be part of it. Grateful to be these guys' coach. And, you know, it's still February, so we're not done. You know, we got a lot of work ahead of us. We can continue to get better. But I'm just really, really grateful to be part of Marquette and to be at a place that has such a passion for basketball.
Well, Coach, it's a pleasure to watch your teams. Good luck the rest of the way, and congratulations.
Thank you. We'll see you on Saturday.
That's right. All right, Rob, back to you.
Stephen, thank you. Congratulations, Coach Smart, as you take a look at Marquette's all-time conference titles, just 4 of them. Back in 2012, 2013, they had a share of the Big East crown, but it is all theirs this year. So let's take a look at the Big East tournament if it were to start today, and Marquette knows that they will take on either Butler or St. John's because that one is a confirmed first-round matchup. So that'll open up our 4-game quarterfinal coverage coming your way next Thursday. So Marquette,
can't wait for that, by the way,
off to the Big East tournament, Madison Square Garden, one of the best events college basketball puts on.
Especially this year.
Walking into Madison Square Garden, there is something different about it. No offense to Hinkle or any of the other places, but there is something different about Madison Square Garden. There's something different about the Big East tournament inside MSG. What should our expectations, though, be for Marquette? Because, again, we've been talking about that they came into the season picked to finish 9th. Mm-hmm. So they've been able to maybe have a comfortable run through this regular season. But now there's a bullseye on it.
I expect them to win it. This is what you're talking about right here. When you're a player on a team that isn't expected to do much, that chip on the shoulder looms large, and it's easy to get up and be motivated. This team is super talented. No one ever doubted their talent. They just doubted whether or not they had the experience. But now they have the expectations. Everybody who's watched Big East basketball this year has seen the versatility of this team. They've dismantled a Butler team in similar ways that they've dismantled a lot of teams in the Big East. Let me say this, though. The only thing I doubt with this Marquette team is their experience. There is not a single player on a Marquette, this roster, that has won a Big East tournament game or an NCAA tournament game. It matters a little bit. Doesn't mean that they can't do it. It just matters that when they get into that second round, the third round, or the championship round, it'll be uncharted waters for them.
They're coming in hot, right?
Yes.
They've won 5 straight, 10 of their last 11. And they may have a point guard who very well, at this point next week, could be your Big East Player of the Year. Tyler Kolek, a game-high 21 points, also had double-digit assists for the 7th time this season. He's standing by with our Stephen Bardo.
All right, Rob, thank you. So, Tyler, your dad was Player of the Year in the Little East. You guys are Big East champions. How you feel?
It's great, man. Just all the hard work that we put in since the summer. We know how much we've done to get to this point, but, man, it's not over. We still got more to do.
What's been the key to your success late in the season? You've really started to come on.
Just trusting my teammates, trusting my coaches, and trusting the work that I do. Man, I'm in the gym every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, just trusting my work.
What's the key to this team, and why are you guys so connected?
You said it, the key is connection, man. We play for each other, we play together on both ends, and that's what it is.
Well, congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way. I know you're not done working yet.
Yeah, we're not done, man. I appreciate it.
All right. All right, man. Congratulations. Back to you, Rob.
Stephen, thank you. Some of the numbers for Tyler Kolek today: third double-double this season, his sixth 20-point game, again, 21 and 10 assists in 33 minutes for the man that many think is the front runner for the Big East Player of the Year. They still have one more regular season game, St. John's over the weekend, live on Fox. How does Shaka Smart need to handle this collection of talent going forward from here into, oh, by the way, tomorrow begins March, the most important month in college basketball?
The most important and the most anticipated month of college basketball. He doesn't need to make a ton of adjustments. Shaka Smart knows what he's doing. He's pushing all the right buttons. He needs to continue to give Tyler Kolek a lot of confidence going into this postseason tournament. To me, he is the MVP of this team. He's the engine that drives this offensive team, which has been one of the best in the entire country. They're super efficient. You saw his numbers today. 20 points, 21 points, and 10 assists. That's ridiculous for a point guard. Last year, he was a good point guard. This year, he is a great point guard. And Rob, we've talked about this quite a bit. Last year, when you watched Tyler Kolek play, he was oftentimes a liability from the three-point arc. Not anywhere else on the floor, but from the three-point arc, teams would go underneath him. He's now turned into a great three-point shooter. We're showing you also Cam Jones. The two of them have worked just perfectly together. Cam Jones averaged 7 points a game last year and is now the leading scorer. Those two guys obviously spent time in the gym with one another. I love their camaraderie. It's chemistry, not off the court, but on the court. They seem genuinely happy for each other. No one's looking at a box score saying, how many points and shots did I get? We're going to go out and win games, and those two are driving the bus for Marquette.
You talked about Kolek's outside shooting 2 of 3 from deep today. Again, Marquette earning their first ever Big East outright regular season title. Shaka Smart pretty much a shoo-in for Big East Coach of the Year, and this is the scene in the locker room as Shaka enters. And yeah, get the water bottles ready. There might be some other beverages flowing a little bit later tonight.